Number 7, and this is probably as close to a cliche as you can, is champions never give up. And you know, you hear that all the time. Every coach will say that. You can't give up, you can never give up, you can never ever give up. That's coaching jargon. That's what everybody says. But it's true, and the thing of it is, very few people can follow that. If you say never give up, no matter what, very few people can do that. And because it takes, again, going back, it takes a commitment on your part, on what you're doing to make sure that you don't give up no matter what happens to you. It goes back to the previous one. Again, one of the things that you have to focus on when you're doing this is you focus on that dream, whatever you have to do, so that you never give up anything that you're trying to do. There's a story that I read one time, or I actually didn't read it. I went to a clinic one time and I heard a coach from York High School in Elmhurst, Illinois. One of the best cross-country coaches in the United States. In fact, he was so good that he was a high school coach when he was named one of the Olympic coaches. He would get 175, 180 kids out for cross-country every year at his school. That was York High School. It's in Elmhurst, Illinois, is a suburb of Chicago. And he was taking his boys' team to the state meet. He only coached the boys' team at this point. And he was taking his boys' team to the state meet. And he said, he was standing in his kitchen before he was ready to leave. And he was thinking about what am I going to tell my team today to make them understand what kind of an effort they're going to have to put out today in order to win the state championship. And he was looking out his kitchen window, cleaning out his coffee cup, and there was a tree outside of his window. And in that tree, and it was in the fall, all the leaves had fallen out of the tree except one. There was one leaf that was hanging in the tree, and it was whipping around in the wind, and it just would not quit. It just would not give up. So he thought a minute, and he said, you know what, that's a pretty good analogy. I think that's what I'm going to use for my kids. So when he went and told the boys, look, in this race today, it's going to get really tough. There's a really good Naperville, the neighboring school has a great team. This is going to be a dogfight. I want you to be like that leaf. That when you start to get tired, and when the race gets tough, don't you give up. Just hang on, hang on, hang on. Just like that leaf was hanging on, whipping around in the wind, but refusing to fall out of the tree. And so that's what it's the story that he told his team. And of course, just like every other story I'm telling you right now, you know, it ended happily. That boys' team won the Illinois state meet. All 5 guys, they were running 3 miles at that time. All 5 guys ran under 15 minutes. So they all ran under 5-minute miles and they won fairly easily. But that gives you an idea about if you have those kind of qualities, you can't ever give up. There's just something, there should be something in you that says you never give up. Another great story is that there's a gentleman named Frank Shorter, and I alluded to him before. But Frank Shorter, does anybody know who Frank Shorter was? Okay, good. Well, Frank Shorter was an Olympic champion, and in '72 he won the marathon, and I think he probably started the running revolution in the United States, because no American had ever won the marathon. And when he won, he said he just sort of started a revolution. And then in the next Olympic Games, he was second. But he was a high school 2-miler, and I told you before, he ran 10:24 in a 2-mile. And went to Yale, and was a great student. He went to Yale, and while he was there, he just started to get better and better and better. And when he was a junior, he won the NCAA championship in the 3-mile and the 6-mile, which is now the 5,000 and the 10,000. And then the next year when he was a senior, he did the same thing. He won the 3-mile and the 6-mile. Now here was a kid that was a high school, probably almost what you'd call average runner, who now is an Olympic champion because he just never gave up. He just kept working and working and working until he finally was able to achieve what he wanted to do. And I will tell you this, people. Never giving up is an all-the-time thing. It's not a once in a while. Today I'm going to be tough. Tomorrow I'm going to wimp out. That's not how it works. If you are going to develop the mental toughness to be good every day, you're going to develop yourself in practice, not in the meets. The meets should be fun. They should be automatic. You should be able to go out there with a lot of confidence because of what you've done in practice each and every day during that whole season. That's the thing that's going to make you good. Practice.